Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and yes, I got my grid paper out, but it's only for this card, so I'm having a play with the Floating and Fluttering stamp set and dies, and also, oops, I'm just dropping all my bits of, where did they go? There it is, my strips of papers I need. It's the card I'm going to show you is perfect for using up scraps. I've taken my inspiration from the catalogue. I'm also using this sentiment, which I've already done, ready to go on the card. I'll show you the card first that I'm basing it on, this one here. But my card is very similar, but totally different, if you know what I mean. It's inspired me via that. So I'm using the Ombre Designer Series paper, and I used Designer Series paper instead of strips of normal paper, and I used all that die cut instead of just doing 3 of those, and I stamped mine instead of heat embossing, so it's a little bit different but not bang on the same. But it's a cute card, isn't it? Loved it. For my forever friend. So I've got, like I say, I got that out of the way because the ink takes ages to dry. Pieces you'll need: your standard A4 card, cut in half and score and fold them in half at 4 1/8. Ours is, if you're American, you know yours. I've got the die ready, I've got my stamping paper, and I've got 6 pieces of the card. Now I've got this, I'm going to be cutting this down because it's the same size as this, but I want to add my strips on first, and another piece of the DSP for the front. So let's get that stamped while we're here, because that is pigment ink and it takes a little bit longer to dry, and I'm using my Hero Hues, Hero Arts pigment ink, and it's the unicorn colour, and it's absolutely fabulous. So just stamp. You can stamp randomly or as much as you want. This is my take on those boho dots, so that'll take a while to dry as well. So I'll get my cloth out at the ready. I think we'll get it stamping and get that out of the way, because I set that aside to dry. I've got my butterflies mounted. I'm covering myself in black ink now. Ew. All up the side of my finger. Oh, that is so cute. They give you 2 dies. There's 2 of these exactly the same to cut that same pattern out. And unless you want to do multiple cards, I reckon it must be why, because they do sometimes give us 2 dies, but I know, right, isn't it? Look, exactly the same. Exactly the same. So we'll pop that to one side, we'll cut that out later, and we'll let that dry. I've already done my sentiment. I'm going to take the dark, and I'm going to do myself 3 little rhinestones. Let them dry as well. There we go. And now I'm going to set that to one side, and that. We are now I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to glue these down. I'm going to start with the dark, then I've got a lighter one, then I've got a pink one, then I've got a green, then I've got a blue, and then I've got another pink one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it takes. So I'm going to use my, and this is the reason I've got the grid paper, is so I can line them up properly. And these are a freebie anyway, and it's a great way, like I'm saying, if you've got a card that you want to use your scraps on. So I'm lining this up. I'm leaving 1/2 inch, and these are all 1/2 inch strips, and I'm lining them up. And I'm putting that on there. Mr. Boyce doesn't realise I'm filming. So then I take the next piece, and then I'm going to add that. I'm going to leave one space and add that one. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way up. You'll find I'll have a bigger gap at the top than I will at the bottom. So this is why we're going to cut it down, so it looks, you can see the Blackberry Bliss. So it's definitely the pink. So leave a space, and then onto the next one. Perfect. And then a green. They'd use like boho dots or something like that. Again, leave a space, come up, making sure it looks straight. Fabulous. And then the blue. It's up to you which way around you want to do them. You could do them all the same colour if you wanted to, but that's entirely up to you. Miss a space. Oh, look at that, fell perfect. Perfect. And then one more, another pink. Beautiful. So again, miss a space and come up. So now we've got to get that matching on there. So this is where I'm going to come in. It's normally they're 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, so I'm going to go to 5 1/4 because I need to have a 1/2 inch either side. So I know that's 1/2 inch, because if I line that up on there, that is a 1/2 inch, that bar. So now I'm going to turn and I'm going to take, it's 3 7/8, so I'm going to go to 3 and just short of 3 3/4, and then I'm going to spin it round to even up the edges to 3 1/2. That should layer up lovely. There we go, perfect, nice good sized border all the way around. Loving it. Do you always think when you do stripes that they're on the wonk? I always think that, even though I've just used the grid paper. I always feel like I've got it on the wonk. So I'm going to line this up. Hopefully give myself a nice border all the way around. And then I can attach that to my card. So, my bone folder again. I like to attach the good side. There we go. Sign your name in glue. And it's up to you which way round you want it now. So I'm just going to pop this on. I'm going to make sure it's straight. There we go. And give that a good rub. Perfect. So now this should be dry. So I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. Da, da, da. This paper's messy already. Yeah, I burnt my hand on the cooker. Oof, painful. So, and again, I'm just going to line this up, make sure it's got the same top and bottom. And then it looks straight. That's good to me. And then we can set that to one side. Oh, well, I want to put this on first. I might move the orientation of the butterflies around, so I think I'm going to stick that right up there, and then we can work the leaves and the butterflies out once we've coloured them in and cut them out. So, and I got my gems then. So I'm going to zoom you in and do a bit of colouring, and I'm just using the light versions of all the colours that I've got on the paper and the thin ends. I hope you've had all have had a beautifully blessed Sunday. And I'm just going to roughly do the same as what I did on my other card. Da, 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 da. Beautiful. Then just move on to the next colour. Oh. And this would work with any DSP and any colour of your pens, so just have a play around. Enjoy what you're doing. Colour them in how you want. Tend to be symmetrical, don't they? Butterflies. Perfect. Oops. And I'm moving on to the Rococo. These are all the light ones. Da, 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 da. There we go. And our Blackberry Bliss. Cute colours. Perfect. Beautiful. I mean, you could have done a little bit of shading, I suppose, but a little bit on the small side. So, where's the dye? There it is. So excuse me ladies, it won't be a second. Grab some washi tape to keep it in place. Gaynor, breathe. I'm holding my breath, don't ask me why. Wow, that's wonky. Cuts out all the little bits and spaces. There we go. We're going to have to grab our scissors because we're going to cut these apart now. It doesn't cut them individually, it cuts it as a whole thing. We've got ringing in ears. But you can cut the you know, you can cut certain them individually if you want to. But why would you when this cuts it all out for you? You just get your scissors and cut it apart. And then where you connected with, you can just round them up. I mean, that one's whole is whole enough. Grab some dimensionals to pop on as well. And you can see right there where it's connected. So let me just trim that round. So it looks less obtrusive, you know, where it looks like it's got perforation lines, and tidy them up a bit. So I'll fetch my dimensionals in. I mean, oh, let me zoom back out a little bit, sorry. Doing all that and you can't even see anything. See the connectors there? Little pokey out bits, and just trim them up. Grab your little dimensionals for that one, and then we can trim this up. Looks a little bit square there. Again, add some dimensionals. And then you just have to tidy up our large butterfly now. Nick off the kinks. Perfect. And I'll pop a third one in there. Beautiful. So now we can fetch our card in, and we can have a scoot about you know. Oh wait, there's scissors. I'll get a little fine trim there. It's up to you how you want to make, how perfect you want to make it. I'm gonna have my greenery. Maybe like I did on that one down there, or in the centre, or maybe even one over there. Oh yeah, that's cute. And then I think I'll have that on the edge of the paper there. Perfect. Again, I'm going to put that with those. So cute. There, maybe. I'm going to pop one just there, and then this one. Oops. Just go in there. Beautiful. There we go. And then we can just grab those beautiful rhinestones that we coloured. And I'm going to have one there, one there, and this one I'm going to have just there. Absolutely love them. They're both pretty, aren't they? I like the sentiment there, I like it there. Grab my tissue. Sorry girls. I mean, you could add a little ribbon if you wanted somewhere. Maybe grab some Winker Stella and pretty up your butterflies. Try not to mingle, just tap. You don't want to be painting those colours into each other. Or you can add a splash around the outside of your sentiment. Just add a little sparkle. Perfect. I love it, I love it, I love it. Isn't that cute? Which do you prefer? This one or this one? I like them both the same. I think they're really cute, but what a great way to use up your scraps. So there we have it. There's my floating and fluttering forever friend card. Oh, and I keep forgetting to put the lid back on this, and then keep forgetting, and it dries out and then it buckles my pin. There we go, we got that one. Hey, so it's still a little bit buckled, but I'll have a play with it once it's in the tube. But there we go, there's my version of the fluttering and the take on the card that's in the catalogue. So thanks for watching. Till next time, have a great Sunday evening. Love you all. Bye.